What's going on, Poor fans? Welcome back to another video on the channel, and today we're going to be previewing round 21. It's Port Adelaide versus Geelong at Simmons Stadium, Skilled Stadium, GMHBA Stadium, Cardinia Park, Construction Park. I'm not quite sure what kind of place it is anymore. Regardless, we're playing this Saturday night. It's going to be a belter of a game. It's one with two teams fighting for different fates of their season. Geelong obviously fighting for a top 8 spot. Port Adelaide trying to keep their top 2 aspirations alive. And it comes down to this game, I think, and Saturday night's going to be rocking, I think. And a lot of Port fans have definitely... Well, we've had the ringer this week, haven't we? And I think, along with Geelong and having their loss to Fremantle, it's just built up to be one of those epic Saturday night games that's going to detail a lot of what this season holds. So let's get straight into it and preview round 21. By God, it's been a long week. It really, really has. It's been a lot of negativity, a lot of talk between on-field and off-field drama. And the on-field with the performances we've had in the last 3 rounds, the on-field with the concussion stuff, the off-field with the stories and the talk of Ken and everything that's happening. It's boiling over. And I tweeted earlier in the week because I felt like this was the moment, this is the time, this is the game for me that's becoming the one that's going to set the tone for how it is for the rest of the year. I know the last 3 have been 2 pumping losses and a very close loss to the top side in Collingwood. But it's this one at GMHBA where we've only had 2 wins in our entire existence in the AFL. That we haven't won there for 16 years either. It's a place that we've come so close and yet been so far. And with the season that has been and the pressure that's on us, the capitulation just feels like it's coming. And I don't want to feel like it's coming because I want it to be a positive year. I want us to be top 2, get a home final, not think about straight sets, find the streak form. It's a game of football for me this week that it's sort of isolated. It's the one game for... there's obviously 3 games for the rest of the year. GWS, Freo and Richmond. Very winnable games. 2 of those outside of the top 8. But no game's easy. But going to Geelong, hurting what their finals hopes will be, against... they're a Geelong outfit with an out-of-form Jeremy Cameron, an inconsistent side, no Hawkins or Blitzarves. 2 players that have very much dominated us around the ground and inside forward 50 multiple times. It's an opportunity. But at the same time, we're not to our full extent either. Lachie Jones obviously out. It's going to be with the concussion protocol. Same with Aliir. You feel like there'll be a couple more changes to come as well. And we may as well talk about selection because that's going to be the key focal point once again. I do feel like there'll be at least a minimum of 4 changes. I think you'll see, obviously, Aliir and Jones out. I think you'll see Jonas come in. I think Burgoyne will come in. He's been the one that's most talked about this week, and Port Adelaide are that predictable that when you put in the mix articles up and it says Jace Burgoyne is the cover photo, he's the picture, he's the one that's dominated for a month, a period of time now. Kind of figured that he's going to be in there. I think as well Rioli will come back in from his suspension. Jed McEntee probably comes out. Now, I've been a very, very vocal advocate for Jed. Just think he's fallen off a little bit in the last couple of weeks. Probably time for a bit of a rest. Maybe even be the sub this week. And Boat comes in into the forefront of the 22. Rioli comes in as well. I think Lysette for Vicentini is our most likely factor there. Although I didn't mind Dante's performance against Rob. So if Lysette needs another week, I wouldn't be too opposed as Dante having another opportunity again. Do you look at bringing in Bonner? Do you look at going Jake Bassini? Obviously Tom Jonas is going to come in. It's an interesting mix of selections. Do you change it up completely? You bring in some young kids, or do you drop a few players for form? I'm not sure. It's a tough thing to deal with because you don't want to make multiple changes multiple times. Look, with our consistency that we had in the streak and the wins that we've had, the least amount of changes have always worked. We saw the unsettling of the side against Carlton, and ever since then it's just been trying to recover that, and we just haven't had a week where we've properly had a settled side. So I'm not saying that's an excuse, I'm just saying it plays a factor. I think where we can hurt Geelong, we saw that last time. Where we hurt Geelong the most was our fast-paced running, our corridor movement, our ball movement from the midfield. I think a few positions have been a bit of an issue lately. I don't think playing Ollie Wines on a wing or having a Boak on the wing. I think we just need our more experienced guys in there at the moment, because Rosie and Butters are doing the job, but everyone else is sort of lingering and not filtering through right. And Horn Francis and Drew have been serviceable. Drew's obviously been a fantastic tackling machine, but just our disposal efficiency and cleaning up our act going inside 50. Maybe we do look at having that option of Dixon probably having a rest again. I'm not sure. I think he's hobbling. He's not out of form, but he's not in form. He's just that in between at the moment. And he got dominated last week, so there's definitely some question marks there. So does Ollie Lord come in? I think all our key pillars were sort of down last week, and in a game of football and our tools have very much been a dominant factor, with them being down on form or down on touch, it does become very difficult to win. And when you have smalls that don't exactly hit the nail on the head, Sam Pepper's another one. Expect a response from him. There's a lot of key factors that could play in selection this week. I'd try and minimise as much as possible, but also make sure that they're the correct decisions to go forward. But we know what Geelong are capable of. We know what they've done Premiership last year. They're a great side. I'm not going to discount that. The trip to Cardinia Park is always the most difficult in football. It becomes so mental that we find a way to win, but you just never can. It's virtually impossible. Last year we went down there, lost by 4 or 5 goals. I think if we can match them all the way through, and try and take any sort of factor away from them in the contest, then I see a big response. But both teams need a response this week. That's what I'm focusing on from Port Adelaide, is the response from the 3 performances that we've had. I'm not talking about just the showdown. I'm not talking about the Carlton game. And I'm not talking about how we lost to Collingwood just. These are the factors that have all played. And then especially this week with how it's been in the media and how we've presented ourselves as a football club and the wrong decisions that we've made, make an impact on the field. Make a response. Earn some respect back. That's the key thing for Port this week, is to earn some respect back. If we can do that, win this game, then we get our momentum going again. Then we come into the rest of the season, give ourselves some, as I said, momentum, but confidence, get that back, and just respond. Let's be that top 2 contender that we are. Let's be what we have expected to be. And let's be that contender again. Let's not fall away. Because if we fall away, there's so many people that are going to fall away from this football club. And I don't want to experience that heartache and that disappointment. Simple as that. Win this game, Port. I'm tipping you by 9 points. I think we'll win. I have confidence and belief that we're going to bounce back. So win it. Thank you very much for watching, Port fans. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new, for plenty more Port Adelaide and AFL content to come your way. The latest episode of The Glass Table is out. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on this week's game and how we can play to beat Geelong this week. It's going to be a big game, and I'm very much looking forward to it. See you on Saturday night. It's going to be epic in Geelong. Yeah, Geelong. Let's go. Let's go beat them. Thank you very much for watching, Port fans. My name's Anthony, and as always, can't pay.